what's up, everybody? You are now tuned into the Black Ramen podcast, keeping it real short and sweet. This is Chatty Patty, and I got with me.
Hey, taking 3. This is Sleepy Bree.
I don't think we have to say how many takes this was, but all right. What's up, everybody? This is Sexual Chocolate.
I'm trying to be as transparent as possible.
You know.
Now we're very, very super excited for this episode because now today's date, we are recording today is April 2nd, and we had so much to talk about last night, and we had to stop midway a little bit. Because it was just so intense with the spring anime right here in front of our faces. We are going in, and the toxicity is high. It's high because we're about to talk mad-ish, but for good reasons. So apparently, we started watching together.
Yeah,
like it was magically.
No lie. 5 minutes after the episode ended, we got a call from Patty. It's like, you saw Hell's Paradise, didn't you?
I felt it.
It's new.
I felt it. So one of the new animes that were presented in spring, shout out to Mappa Studios, is Hell's Paradise. Now, this was highly anticipated. This is one of those dark seinen animes.
I've heard it's the new dark trio.
Yeah, they're part of the new dark trio.
I started hearing that term on TikTok. I've started getting back into TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. The addiction is real. But so since people are always talking about the big three, this, that, and the other, then I said, okay, fine. We'll reluctantly agree that the big three is automatically set and not arguable. Right. You have your One Piece, your Bleach, and your Naruto. Fine. We won't argue that. We don't say the new dark or the new big three anymore. But how about this? The dark trio. So I think everyone has noticed over the last 10 years, I'd say really shifting when Attack on Titan rose into power. Yeah. Of these like darker shounen. Like you don't just have the power of friendship and everyone's fine. It's like people are getting bloodied. It's darker, a little bit more grim, and that's what's gaining popularity. So that's why I'm liking this idea of the dark trio, which is Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and now that Hell's it's officially entering the anime, Hell's Paradise. So the idea of this dark trio that I agree that it can match the big three is that it's demonstrating not just what's popular, but a shift in the viewership dynamic.
No,
and it does feel like a major shift.
I totally agree, but the problem is we don't need no more threes. I think it's done. To be honest with you, I don't think we don't need any more threes.
I'm fine with the different threes, but I do agree that there has been that tonal shift where it's just, everyone wants things to be a little bloody. Like, there's no talk, no jutsus happening in these, as far as I know. And remember, from what I've seen, it's like, no. We're fucking shit up. Somebody is dying. There's not going to be a conversation that we can have where this just works out.
No.
People will die,
and we can see it.
Yeah, I'll leave because I ran out of time and I can't kill all of you, but like 2, 3, gone.
And I'm here for it. Here for it. But this spring selection is amazing. I'm super excited. Now, if you guys don't know, we were supposed to record at 2. I pushed it back. But you know what? I'm going to tell you why I pushed it back in a few. Let's go into Hell's Paradise. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not contain myself. After I watched this, I immediately called Derby and Bree. Was like, what are y'all doing? I don't care. Did you finish Hell's Paradise? And I called them 5 minutes after they finished. It was a psychic thing. You know, I just have sometimes. I just knew. I smelled it. Like, they finished. And we talked about how, I think Derby brought it up. Was it Derby or Bree? If people were going to enjoy it. No, it was Bree, because Bree was the only one out of all three of us who did not read the manga. I've read up to 20 chapters. Derby, similar. I don't know how long. Same?
A similar amount, yeah.
Yeah, so I was able to enjoy it a lot more because I knew what was going to take place. I just like to see it play out cinematically, you know.
Yeah. You have way more context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Bree has some issues, as always.
Did I? I feel like I didn't give it that bad of a score. No. So as always, I don't read the manga for this kind of stuff. I'm normally reading a lot of like BL manga, rom-com manga. I actually read a lot of isekai manga, and I was also coming into this not really caring Because I didn't have high expectations because I'm just not that excited about like the newest hit battle shonen of the season. Same way Chainsaw Man was coming, like, yeah, I know people are really excited for it, but that's not up my alley. I'm gonna watch it so I know what the hype is about, but you know, it's not up my alley. So that's just to say I came in with zero expectations and not having any idea of what it was about really, but I was pleasantly surprised by the first episode. Like, some things I did like was the kind of really graphic stuff, because not a spoiler, but in the first episode, the main character is supposed to be getting executed, but none of the execution methods work. But what I liked is it goes into the detail, the gruesome detail of each of the execution methods. Like, yeah, death by beheading, normally they can't get it in one chop. They got a few chops. You see, the muscle and bone is really dense over there. And it's like, dang, that looks painful. Pulled apart by bulls. Ooh, from crotch to your head.
Man, those poor bulls, yo, they worked hard.
Yeah, those poor bulls.
Like, they were exhausted. They could not even stand.
The best part is how swole his neck got. His neck, his neck was thick.
Cut through what?
You saw the veins come out.
Oh yeah, we've entered spoiler territory for this episode.
We're gonna
not really. I don't count spoilers in episode 1. There was no big chain round we got.
I kind of do.
Liked
if it's
how
like, 2 days apart. It just dropped like a day or two ago.
We didn't even. It's not even cold yet. It's still hot, piping hot.
Fine. We're not telling that much. Episode 1s are setup episodes. I'm under the firm belief that you can't really spoil an episode 1 anyway.
You're doing this on purpose, because guess what? When we get those emails and people be like, "This show is great, but I think you guys need to relax on doing the spoilers." We actually got a rating on Apple Podcast. Somebody gave us like a 5 stars. Like, the show is amazing, but I think they don't know that they're spoiling it for people. I just wish they would give us a warning. I was like,
okay, fine. Spoilers. I'm trying not to. I don't feel like that's a big spoiler so far, but maybe that's just me. Okay, I'll cool it.
It's way too late for all of us.
I'll cool it. But that's just to say, I got a positive impression from the first episode. Again, I have not read anything, just the first episode that's out now. I liked how they laid out the character, showed some of like his motivation and what's going to be coming next. I enjoyed the setup, so it was pleasant. Mappa, being Mappa, did really good work with the art, but I can feel them going in the direction of like, let's just put a lot of impressive, cool stuff in the animation. For example, the opening, I wouldn't say it's good. It's not bad. I'm just like, oh, I love this. That's so cool. It reminded me a little bit of the Chainsaw Man opening, but not quite as good as Chainsaw Man pulled it off.
I was very confused where you were going with that, because I'm like, the Chainsaw Man opening is epic. It's one of my favorite things about Chainsaw Man.
But not as good. So again, this isn't the song. It's how they make the animation and draw up the opening. Because there's some ways that, like, we all remember the first opening to Jujutsu Kaisen and how just that, like, drop of water and how mellow it was and how they built the hype. I didn't feel invested in this opening as much, but I could see a lot of the same techniques and kind of shots that they used in Chainsaw Man.
Wait, I want to go into Derby real quick, because he mentioned something too. What was your take on this first episode, Derby?
So, like you said earlier, I have read it, so I had a lot more of the background information. So I was here just to see some of the key set points executed real nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was here just for the nuggets. That's
little touches here and there,
That's
like,
it.
Show me the sword strikes nice and smooth, show the hair. I need to see the hair tousle. I like a good hair tousle. Like, there's another show we're going to talk about later. I'm going to talk about, like, my excitement at just one little thing that the art did that means nothing. But I loved it. I was excited. Brie was probably annoyed because I kept saying, "Oh, look, they did it again." But besides that, but for this one here, like, I know, like, that the scene with all the fire when they're trying to set him on fire. Again, we are going into spoilers of this one episode.
Wasn't me this time.
Nah, I already spoiled some shit earlier with the bulls. So, I said it's too late for all of us, so we're good at this point. If you're still here, you watched the episode. So, but yeah, like, the executions were fire. The way the art, incredible. Like, their art for fire itself, fire.
It was pretty fire.
It was very, very pretty fire. It was really nice. It was really clean. The voice acting is on point.
Loved it.
I really liked that they did that thing with the wife and, like, just how it comes into play when he's actually realizing, like, oh shit, I think I love my wife. Like having that whole Chris Rock moment, like, yo, I think I love my wife, like right here.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, good first episode. Definitely gonna keep watching.
Well, Derby did mention something that we talked about yesterday. It does for a lot of if you guys are reading the manga, it does feel like it's a bit rushed. I feel like at least maybe 5 chapters were into this first episode, which is not new. You know, a lot of studios do that to get to the meat, you know. But I like if it's fried really nice and crispy, I like to take my time with the skin before I go into the meat.
I enjoy the appetizer.
You know,
Amuse bouche.
I'm just a little concerned because of what makes Hell's Paradise so well is the writing. And I don't say that about a lot of shonen because a lot of shonen don't really focus on writing as much. It's more about power scaling, fighting, kicking ass. Like I said, I love a good ass beating. I just want substance behind it. So there's a lot of the narrative of the whole couple of chapters. It's what really blew me away when we actually get into the psyche of the main protagonist. Where did he come from? How he got there? They just gave us everything in 10 minutes. Everything, his backstory, everything. And I just thought it would have played out a little bit longer, just maybe one more episode, but damn near the mission's probably going to be assigned to them the next episode. Probably.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't find it to be like a problem, but I don't want the story to lose its essence, especially for those who are not reading the manga. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I as someone who is reading the manga, I am happy about it because I'm like, yo, just get to it because I already know this. But I can see if I didn't know anything, I would like the world. I guess it's world building. I would like the world to be fleshed out a bit more. But right now we're just like, here's who. I'm getting they hear the who, what, where, why. And that's it. And I want I want a bit more of why of just that teacup over there. Like what's happening over there. Like dumb little shit that doesn't really mean much, but I want to know more about the world that they're in. Like what's happening. Why the fuck do people want immortality? It's just little things here and there.
Do you feel like the manga delivered that in the way the anime didn't? Or at least episode 1
I would
of
have
the
to
anime
reread
didn't?
that.
Most definitely. I feel like it took away some of the seriousness of why he did certain things and what got him there without any spoils. So, I mean, it went so fast. Like the main, not the main, but Shorty who came to get him real quick, right?
With the ponytail.
Yes. She didn't get all that. I think it made it so quick. It looked like she got so much out of him really easy, but it really took a while. And she was a great therapist. But she had patience a little bit. And when she came out and she said, oh, you just love your wife. Because think about it. And then she played everything out and said, if that's the case, if this is how you feel, then why are you not dead? You know?
I can't believe y'all are really accusing me of dropping spoilers. Wild.
I'm just
Again, we already agreed that it was all of us. I was clear when I said this earlier. I said it was too late for all of us.
You know, that's going to be the name of this episode's then. Patty and Derby spoil shit too.
You know what? I'm not gonna hold you. That's a great title. That is a great title. We're gonna keep that. That's the title of this episode.
So I think I know we already moved past this, but I think for why we thought this should take longer, the first chapter is always like massively long. And I'm looking at this. I like looked this up now and I'm looking at the first chapter. Episode 1 is basically just chapter 1. Just really? Chapter 1 is like 70, 80 pages. It's just massive. Yeah.
Then you know, Bree was absolutely right.
Hey.
Okay, if it was 40 episodes. It was
wait, roll that back again. What you say? I think my headphones shorted out. Could you say that one more time, please?
No.
No.
Anyway, like I said,
okay, I'll listen to it on recording later.
Okay, Bree was right.
All right, back to Tezuka.
No.
My bad, guys.
No, it's all good. No, Bree was right. Bree was. We both said if it was like 40 episodes, the first episode of Hell's Paradise, we would have been okay with it. 40 minutes. Yeah. Sorry.
I think I'd like to normalize that more for anime like this. Like, if you have a lot to set up, I kind of like the idea of those like 40-minute episode ones. That's because like there's a lot you got to pack in. So I don't think I'd be mad at that if that happened more often.
Yeah, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back after these important messages. Now, moving forward, there was another title.
Yes.
There was another title that I was so sick in the head to get. And I was like, no, I got to find this. So I originally found it at 2:00, and I told everybody we can't record at 2:00, 2:30. So if you guys don't know, there's an anime that came out yesterday. It's called Heavenly Delusions, and it's another horror. It's a more adult, not adult version, but it's a more high school version of Promised Neverland. It is great. The story is phenomenal. The art is amazing, and guess who has it? Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Hence, this is why I couldn't find it. Disney Plus and Hulu, and this is why I couldn't find it. As a matter of fact, I still can't find it. I ended up watching it illegally. Yes, I said it. Ooh. And it came out today. Now,
me and Derby have not seen it yet. We are politely waiting for it to drop.
No spoilers then. But when I tell you it's dark and it gets they put kittens. I don't know what's going on with my anime list, but I got kittens in the cover art, like flying. I don't know. But yeah, so it is amazing. It's great. First episode got my jaw like, what? Really? It's really good. Gets dark really, really fast. Still don't know what's going on, but I'm a little excited. And I'm so happy. I've been looking for this first episode for like 2 hours last night because I know it been dropped and I don't know why. So yeah, I'm just a little.
It was supposed to drop on April 1st. No joke. I don't like that so much stuff started on April 1st. It's just an awkward day for anything to happen. And yeah, Disney got it, so it should be on either Disney Plus or more likely Hulu, where it seems like they're putting all their anime.
It's
so
not
hopefully
there.
It's available by now.
Maybe. Hopefully, I'll check next time. I hope so, but it wasn't last night, and that's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully it's at least a staggered release and not, Disney Plus jail. Like it's gonna be like
not a summertime rendering.
Yeah,
I hope not. But they also said that. Let me see. They also said that they already starting on the dub. So I don't know why it should be in jail if you already dubbed it.
I mean, Netflix used to do that bullshit too, where they were like, "Oh, well, we're not going to release it till we have it in like multiple languages, and then you'll get the original." Like it's there, it's ready. We could give it to you, but we won't. We're waiting.
I hate Netflix jail. I hate Disney jail, and I can't break all y'all out. I really
do
can't.
what Crunchyroll does, and then just announce that the episode came out 20 times because you added a new language. It's fine.
I'll wait. But
I'll figure it out.
I mean, but this is something to look forward to. April 1st started out very steamy, very hot, and I'm here for all of it. My cup is overflowed. And
Speaking of tea and cups,
what?
An overflow. Right. This is the anime I thought you were going to talk about that I am so excited for, just because I was blown away by episode 1. This is Loving Yamada at level 999.
Not yet.
I'm just going to call this 999. My love story with Yamada. You haven't seen it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I won't spoil anything. I'll just say.
No. She's getting to it.
Wait. There's
one more to do the topic later.
Yeah. There's one more title.
We gotta hold back.
Yes, please. Damn, they never want to foreplay. They just want to get into it. But there's one more title that I saw that I think we should talk about, which I wanted to leave with a bang. That's why I kept that last.
Okay.
But there's another title on here that I saw last night, which I thought it was hilarious but dark at the same time, which you got to be a good studio to do that all together. And I just don't want to butcher its name. but I'm gonna say the English version. It's called, and they don't have the English version. Oh no, it does. It does. The English title is "The Dangers in My Heart." It's called
Oh yeah,
Boku no Kokoro no Yaba.
Ain't that with the chick who's always eating?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think I read the first volume and I'm waiting patiently.
It's nice. So apparently there's a guy in middle school, I think. It's middle school, and he has all these crazy things in his head. He wants to kill, he wants to murder, and he plays it out in his head lovely, right? And more importantly, he wants to murder the prettiest girl in school. But he has mixed feelings about all this, and it starts to be something totally left. And I love it. And this girl, when I tell you, she doesn't care. She eats whatever the fuck she wants, and and she's weird herself, out of pocket. I still don't know what's going on with her with this first episode, but I am invested. It is hilarious. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, you really should. This is a nice little funny rom-com, and I'm not really big on a rom-com. Oh, they called it shounen? Wow. No, it says demographic. Yeah, it's shounen. It does say comedy, and it's fun. It's fun. It's a good watch. The art style is beautiful. Listen, anytime when somebody has lovely black hair and you see the shine on the band going all the way around, that's good art. That's good animation. And I'm not complaining about that. Story is amazing, and the protection level that he has over her, it just warms my heart. But the way it comes out that he can't display it hurts me in so many ways. It's like he has good intentions. He does. But the road to good intentions really it's not really good. It really isn't. But I see where he's coming from. So he does something at the end of the last episode. I'm like, this nigga, I don't want to spoil you. Now I'm gonna give a light spoil real quick. Light spoil. After that, that's it. It's warning. It's warning. So you could go 5 minutes and just boop, just hit this up. So the girl that he's obviously in love with and also want to kill. He sees that this girl is being pressured to give out her number. Like, he's walking behind her with his bike, and there's a guy. They don't notice that he's behind them. And there's a guy. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. And there's a guy who's pressuring the popular girl to exchange phone numbers. And she's like, no, she's playing dumb. She's like, phone number. What's a phone number? He said, how do you talk to your friends? We telepathically talk to each other. We don't use any devices. I know where they are right now. And he's like, oh, you're so funny. You're so funny. Give me your number. And he grabs her wrist. He can't. He's like, why should I? Now, the guy in the back, the protagonist, he's like, why do I care? I don't really care, but I don't. I really don't care. But why do I feel this way? This dude is walking his bike. And to distract this motherfucker from getting the number, he whisk his bike down the fucking hill, and the bike just goes woof, and you see the bike hit something and it flies up. The tire is broken and it lands in water, and he just sitting there like, where the bike came from? He's sitting there like this. I stepped on the gas. On the brake. I was like, first of all, nigga, it's a bike. Like, what gas are you talking about? And it's so hilarious. And the girl looks at him, and I don't know what kind of exchange they did just have with that glance, but I think she knows why he did it. And she's like, but that's it. They don't exchange words to that capacity. It's just like in passing. I don't know. It's just really fucking good. I like it. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty of the shit. Now, all of you guys know that we like adult romances, office romances. I don't know if you consider this one that we're talking about, but I'm going to let Bree take the floor since she want to overhype and go. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. Last night. I'm sorry. I couldn't wait.
What? Okay, I don't care about that. That's not important. So what?
It is.
I was focusing on. Okay. Well, stop it with your manga spoilers. So what I was focusing on is this anime opens up on one of the most beautiful cups of tea I've ever seen. Just the way the tea flowed in that little cup.
Did you hear the spoon?
The sun reflected off
Did you hear the spoon? Did you hear the spoon?
Think of a spoon. As this woman is getting dumped, that's not a spoiler. It happens in the first 5 seconds. As this woman is getting dumped,
we're gonna get
it's like,
spoilers.
dang.
We are.
And it just told the whole story.
He said, "I'm sorry."
I feel like that dude was too cheap. He probably didn't even pay for her tea as he was dumping her. Again, I have no grounding for that. It's just I was seduced by this beautiful cup of tea, and I know Derbs over there. He loves water.
I do. So liquids in shows is basically how I judge a lot of things. It's the whole reason I enjoyed Weathering with You is because the water was gorgeous. It's the whole reason I'm gonna go see that new movie they got, Suzune. It's because every trailer I see on my phone, the water looks gorgeous. I can't even wait to see how it's gonna look on the big screen because it's gonna look beautiful. So this teacup tea is basically just water.
No, it is.
And it was gorgeous. And so I'm pretty much almost all the way in. Then her friend laughs at her for getting dumped.
Slow down on the spoils. We want people to enjoy the first episode. I know, but you don't have to describe in a play-by-play everything. People go watch it. We won't overhype too much, but the water looks great. And just use vague terms. Like, for example, I think what makes or breaks a rom-com is you need to have two characters and they both must be amazing. You have to feel their personality and also feel how their personalities interact with each other. Because like our main girl, I love that she's just a little bit petty. This is a freshly dumped woman and she will not take it gracefully. And then she's confronted with a guy who has like resting bitch face but lazier.
Ain't she just said no, give no spoilers?
That's not a spoil. We're describing personalities, not the actions that happens in the episode.
That's
like saying with Kaguya-sama, you have two super impressive people who battle to see which one is more impressive while still being in love with each other. Then you have science fell in love. You have two scientists who fell in love, so they tried to prove it. Is that the title? Yes, it is. That's not a spoiler. It's a vague description of the characters and the interactions you can expect throughout the series.
It's still too much. It's still too much.
I was about to give you a breakdown of every word in the script.
Nah, you know why it's too much? Because what makes the show is the characters. I like to see them as they come. I like to see his attitude. I don't want to go in too much, but I can't. I'm next week. I'll go into detail. But again, go ahead, Derbs.
Yeah, no, I was gonna agree with you. We'll go into a much deeper dive, especially halfway through the season when we're talking about things that we kept up with and dropped.
Did we say the title? My Story with Yamada?
My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. So similar to how Wotakoi is a adult nerds in love, these are gamers in love.
Do you really call them gamers? Because we'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I just want to congratulate Madhouse. They never left. They just took a nap. And they're like, yo, you thought we never came back? We came back. The artwork is nice. And when I tell you they exaggerate, because I'm reading the manga, I read it last night. And when I tell you they exaggerate how fine this nigga is, they really do exaggerate. Because there's one scene at the end where he turns around. And that's when I was like, oh, nah, I'm not leaving this show like this. Where's the manga? Where's the manga?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And I'm flipping through the pages. I'm like, this nigga don't look like that. He don't really look like that. So shout out to them because the way they made him so you'll see.
He got the Reagan glow up treatment where you read Mob Psycho and Reagan looks a mess, but then you watch Mob Psycho and he's the sexiest man to ever exist.
Yes. It is.
Reagan glow up treatment.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. But this was a pleasant first episode watch. And there is one thing I do have to say, and I'm going to say it, even though it might be a bit of a spoil, just a little bit. There is, when you go into it, there is an age gap. I don't know if it's 2 or 4 years, but the female protagonist is out. Yes, she's in the workforce. She's out of school, and the gentleman here that we are in love with. Well, I'm in love with.
Oh, no.
I can't even say that I'm in love with because I don't want people to
know.
He is still in high school.
How old? At least 18?
I don't.
That was a wild thing you just said, Bray.
At least 18.
Wow. I would expect that from a dude. I wasn't
right?
from
I'm sorry, I'm already attached.
Nah, I feel you. I was too. I had to take a minute. I had to get a glass of water.
I mean, that's gonna be some fun shenanigans.
But no, that is the useful thing to let people know before they get attached. For me, it's too late. 15, and I'll still probably watch it. But for others,
you don't have to say that out loud, Bray.
I mean, is this new? I mean, she's
not new.
Like, come on, this is not new.
Yeah, I thoroughly loved Onimai. This is not going to be simple to learn.
I mean, Onimai was a wonderful show.
Is it? I mean, it's not.
You weren't shipping anyone in Onimai now.
But anyway, these are all our first episode impressions after watching it. These are the ones that we enjoyed that we're going to keep up with later. It's not a 100% guarantee that they will be like the best anime of the season, but so far, I am excited for the spring season.
We are in the very
we're at the very, very beginning. Like only like 10 of the shows that are supposed to come out have come out so far.
Yeah. They just was like, yo, listen, April 1st.
Next weekend, a bunch of joints is dropping. So
yeah, we still got
Stone coming back. Like,
I think we still got Demon Slayer. Yeah, we got Demon Slayer. We have Dr. Stone. We also have
Ranking of Kings.
Tonike Kawaii, that marriage thing.
The like over the bridge, Tony Kawa or something.
Yes, and Mashal.
Magic and Muscle.
That's next week, yes. And we also have, you said Ranking of Kings already. And like I said before, people definitely pick up Heavenly Delusions. That's really good. You could read it as well. And let's see, what else did I forget? My Home Hero.
My home hero.
Wow, that's a huge difference. Yeah, of course, My Hero is going to be around.
My Hero is season 6. It already started, right?
I don't think Demon Slayer is this season.
It says it right here.
Where?
Demon Slayer, it's coming out April 9th.
Huh.
April 9th. I'm checking to see if it says a movie. It doesn't say movie. It says episodes unknown. So, yeah, I think this is the next season.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Village arc. The Swordsmith Village arc. So, My Home Hero. Like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, this recording is on the 2nd of April. My Home Hero came out today. I'm still sniffing in where I could watch it because it's not on Crunchyroll.
It's not?
No, it's not on Crunchyroll.
I could have sworn it was.
Check. Because I will cut this off right now. Swear to God.
Don't swear to God. Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll.
It's on Crunchyroll? Okay.
Yeah. So aren't you happy I made you not swear to God?
Thank you.
Like, I definitely saw it like a few minutes ago.
We have a few more minutes. And before we did really conclude, there is one thing I am a little worried about this season I want to just bring up quickly to discuss. And I'm going to have to coin this term as the Angel Next Door effect.
Here we go.
Overall, that's what I'm going to call it. Forever Angel Next Door will be like the representative of this in my mind, of where the quality of animation has improved astronomically since anime was first introduced to the West, since the 80s and 90s. God bless the 2000s. Woo, that was an ugly period. And so now the basic level of how good animation needs to be seems to have been rising. Like, the only holdout is, I'd say, isekai, which still don't mind being ugly. But everything else, even if the anime's content does not deserve it, Angel Next Door, the animation itself will be pristine. And I'm a little worried what that necessarily means for the industry. That, like, a successful anime must look good, and anything that looks good can get inflated in the rankings to become super successful.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a possibility that some people, but I mean, I think it'll just be different fans for different things. So, like, people who appreciate just everything looking extremely pretty will just gravitate towards those, but it won't be everyone. Like, some people will look at things like Angel Next Door, as pretty as it is, like, sitting through half of that episode is like, I can't. like, as gorgeous as this thing looks, it's like, I can't do this anymore. I want out. And then, Taxi was not the prettiest thing ever, but we sat through the first episode and like, oh yeah, more, please.
But don't you think we're a little different? We're the vets. We've been through the trenches of the ugly period in anime.
But I think even non-vets, as you would put it, like people who haven't been in it that long, know what's entertaining to them. And if something's not entertaining, no matter how pretty it, no matter how much you polish a turd, it's still a turd. Like that's what the saying is. Like, yeah, it's a very pretty turd, but it still stinks. So no. Yeah, I think you might get like a range of people try it, and then they'll have failed projects and they'll stop.
True.
I don't know if that's true because you keep saying you loved Weathering with You, but you don't even know what happened in Weathering with You. You just thought it looked nice.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad. It's just it looks so much nicer than its plot.
But Weathering to You is.
But that's what I'm worried will happen more often. That plot will start to take a lesser importance over something that'll look cool and look nice. So they might choosing not all manga get an anime, and they might focus on manga that show potential to look really cool rather than manga that have a lot of potential storyline wise.
Yeah, so Derby, Weathering to You, isn't it a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah, but I think you can compare movies to series. Because my attention span, if it's like an hour and 30 minutes, I'm cool. But if you're talking about I gotta come back it's like I could stand a pretty person on a date for just one date. You know, even though you have no conversation or whatever, I could probably take it for one date. Am I coming back? Probably not. But if you're telling me to come back on a consistent level just because you're pretty, nah, I'm not. So you really can't compare the two. But my fault, Derbs. Go ahead. I just wanted to.
Nah, that's a great point. Like, because as bad as a show might look, if I have to sit with it for 20 hours, I have to be entertained for 20 hours. 2-hour movie is like, all right, the plot's not that great. At least this water is pretty. That's nice. Yeah. And then I go home and go, that was some pretty water. Like,
that's it. That's it. If I can't come, here's the thing. If I cannot. I shouldn't have stopped that. If I can't come, sorry. No. If I can't,
somebody will have some fun with that clip.
I know they will. I know they will. If I cannot call up Derby and Bree and have a lot to say about an anime besides the fact that the water's pretty, you already know where it's going. It's going to the pile.
I'll watch it one day.
So you guys really don't think this is another shift in the kinds of anime we'll be getting? Like, you're not worried about it?
I think it'll be a thing that people will attempt a lot. They might even attempt it a bit more, but at the end of the day, like, one of the things that decide if something's good as far as anime goes is, can you move merch after the fact? Can you move books? Like, and if all you have going for you is, hey, you made this thing, it looked really pretty. I don't really want to own it. Like, I have no intention of reading. Like, if I watch a movie or even a show, and let's say I even managed to finish the series, and it's like, yeah, so we have like 10 more volumes after this, and I don't care because I'm like, yeah, just the animation looks pretty. I don't want to read this though. I don't care about any of the characters, so I'm not buying any of the figures. I don't care about any of the fan stuff that's made. I don't care about any pins that's made. I don't care about any models that get made. Oh, this character has a crossover in this game. I could give a fuck. I don't remember them. I do remember it was a very pretty anime though.
That says a lot. That says a lot coming from Derby because he loves manga and he loves pins. And if he says
I will throw my money behind things, and if all you have for me is that it was kind of pretty when you animated it, it's like, well, maybe a poster from like the movie.
That's if it's on sale. If it's less than $10, yes, maybe the poster. But like I said, I am a little worried because I don't want the industry to just be surface level pretty. I kind of like I don't want the studios to just invest their time and effort and money into just beautiful animation. I want them to take heed and understand that the reason we were here, yes, you flashed us a little leg, maybe a little shoulder, but I need some substance to continue to stay. You want me to pay your bills? Give me something for me to pay your bills, shorty. Like, you want to trick on me? Make me feel like I'm getting my money's worth. At the end of the day, I do not want to sit here and just look at something that's so beautiful. You're not getting me to come back. And with the new generation of anime watchers, what's gravitating to them now is not just the story. Is more likely, most of the time, majority of the time, it's because the animation is pretty. It's not story.
Demon
the story
Slayer, not even Jujutsu Kaisen, but Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man.
even by those, like they have a substance. They have a substance.
They do have substance. Those are strong examples of having substance. I still feel like the aesthetic is stronger than the substance in both of those series.
I would disagree. I think what we're seeing is that there's just a lot of new fans for those things. So a lot of people, this is like I've always said, these are the first things they have seen. These are their Narutos. These are their Oran high school host clubs. Like this is
hey, put some respect on Oran.
But that's my point. Is like this is the first thing. Like yo, there's nothing that's gonna top this for them in their hearts for a long, long time. So yeah, this is gonna hold. And it has a story. It's a story that we who have been watching forever have kind of seen before. So it's like, so we look at it with it. It's good. It's entertaining, but it falls basically like another isekai to me. It's like I've seen this. Okay, it was great. It was executed wonderfully. It looked good. I'm gonna watch it. But is it ever gonna enter my top 5? No.
Right. It's a solid 80, but it's not hitting 100.
Exactly.
But here's the thing though. Back in the day when we started watching anime, the quality of anime compared to now was the shit. But I loved it because I got to see animation and movement, which was amazing, which was beautiful. Behind that, the stories held up. The stories definitely held up. And now, I think because of those times, I was able to appreciate what I'm getting now. Like I said, what a time to be an anime head. What a time to be alive. And now, I'm not having this beautiful animation is long overdue, but I'm able to sit back and be like, yeah, I'm glad I opened up the pot right now. Cause now the steam and everything, the vegetables and the meat is just well seasoned and well cooked. This is great. But at the same time too, I do want it to have flavor. Yeah, I do want that. Oh, go ahead, Derbs.
Sorry. But even with older anime, so it's not so much that they were overwhelmingly better, is that the overwhelmingly greats are the ones that are still talked about today. They're the ones that held on.
Yeah,
there was trash back then too.
Like, there was a lot of trash.
Yeah, like there was bad shows back then too.
You
just didn't watch them because they were bad. Since you had to download them yourself, like you're not gonna waste your time downloading something that you don't like. Like no one on the forums is going, yo, you gotta watch He Is My Master. It's the greatest thing of all time. Like, no. If you're into ecchi stuff, you can check it out. Else, don't think about it. But you know what we all talk about? Yo, you gotta go back and watch Monster. I don't care when you started watching anime, you gotta go back. You gotta go back, watch Full Metal. It's the greatest of all time. It's been at the top of like almost every list forever now for a reason. Go watch that. You know, even when you tell people to go watch Naruto, it's like, yo, it's one of the OGs. You got to do it. Same with Dragon Ball. Hey, you may not like what Dragon Ball does, but it was there for a reason.
I don't know if I'd put like Dragon Ball and Naruto, like for their popularity and reach for sure, but like in terms of quality storytelling, they don't hit Full Metal Alchemist.
I totally forget that there's an age gap.
Or Monster.
So with the series, with the shows that we were watching, there was no option. So it's like, even though you like anime, you're just gonna sit there and watch it because what else are you going to get? It was limited.
You're gonna watch it, Tenchi Muyo. That's what's on.
That's it. And I guess because of where I came from, I guess because of what we had, I'm able to appreciate every little thing that studios are doing or trying to do right now. So with this being said, I'm very concerned because now I feel like, especially. Let's get down to the heart of the matter. I'm concerned about Mappa. Mappa's touching every and everything, and this is the problem. A lot of people are gonna expect quality like Chainsaw Man with every single thing that they touched, and that's a problem because not every anime is going to get the Chainsaw Man effect. No. Some of those things don't even apply to the story for it to have something as cinematic as Chainsaw Man. The reason everything played out the way it was is because of what the story was, and they were able to tie that in with all the special effects, all the beauty, because it opened the doors for them to do that. It opened the doors for the gore, The gore was beautiful. It opened the doors for them to enhance on the food, the dancing, like all that. The uniforms, the tie, all of that. The doorknob. Well, the doorknob. I don't know why the doorknob had to be that gorgeous, but I guess that's part of the story.
You know why.
I feel like Chainsaw Man will be remembered for at least a little while based on just how amazingly high quality the animation and the directing was. Like that.
Yeah, but not everything is going to get that. Not everything that Mappa touches is going to get that. And that's the problem, because there's other stories that Mappa are touching and people are not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, this is not the same that I got from the first episode of Chainsaw Man. They might drop it. They might.
A little bit of that is not really all Mappa's fault. Like, you know, you got to work with the source material you got. Like, not everything is going to have the greatest writing. It's like, yo, we're just producing the anime. Like, yeah, we have some creative license, but if the story is terrible and we just got the contract for it, like, all we can really do is give you a very shiny, good-looking story that's terrible. And I think Mappa is pretty good at deciding what's going to get its best treatment. Because they did drop that anime last season, Campfire Cooking. Bree hates how that looks. And I'm like, it's fine. It should not have Chainsaw Man level. And Mappa made the right decision and didn't give it that.
Yeah, but we have to understand that there are directors behind, just because when they buy the licensing of the anime, they don't of the manga, they don't have to go by the story. They can make changes no matter how crazy the changes are. They can do that. They have a director, storyboard director on board for each of these assignments that they get. The reason I'm blaming Mappa, right? I get you that not everything deserves the Chainsaw treatment. I get it. But the problem that I'm also having, that I'm also worried about, is I think Mappa, no matter how many people on that team, you are stretching everything thin. You don't have I'm pretty sure for them to have that type of budget, to have that type of high quality for all these shows, not all of them, but let's say majority of them that people are going to expect, because nowadays we're at an era that people are looking like, who did this? Mappa.
Right? And Mappa, they went in for a lot. So in 2023 alone, they did the second season of Vinland Saga. They did Attack on Titan Part 3. They did Hell's Paradise. And they're doing Jujutsu Kaisen 2. And then also Campfire Cooking, which was not. So you can see where they dropped the ball. But it seems like they're purposely choosing manga that they can flex their animation skills on. That they can like brag about. And that's what they are choosing to work with. Even last year, they did things like Dance Dance Dancer. The year before that, they had Tacked Op Dance Destiny. And Tacked Op, it wasn't good, but it looked great.
There goes a perfect example of one that looks amazing, and none of us really talk about. Because it's Tacked Op Destiny. It looked incredible. Everyone watched one or two episodes with, no. It
was trash.
Right? Like, I don't see multiple people going out of their way going, well, this looked amazing, so it's now my favorite. No, it's not.
It's not just about people watching it, it's about the studios choosing to pick it up in the first place.
And it's also about the efforts that the studio is willing to put in as far as story. If they want to change the story, they can. If they don't, they don't. But understand this, I'm pretty sure it costs more for them to redirect the story and have it a certain way, opposed to let's just follow the manga to this. We don't have to write a whole new story and change certain shit. The story's right there for you. So it just depends on how much effort they're willing to put into a title.
I prefer them to do that. I'd rather that almost 100% of the time. Like I understand that sometimes they can, make a better story. Don't. It's not yours. Don't. Right. Like, the fan fiction's almost never that much better.
Right. Hey.
I'm sorry,
No. So,
I mean,
the fanfic. Sometimes it is fantastic.
Nah,
I'm not saying it's bad. I said it's almost never better. That's what I said.
Nah, Derby.
Statistically, he's probably right.
Nah, if you want to prove us wrong, let us read your fan fiction.
No, mine's not better. Statistically, 99% are worse, but that 1%, sublime.
I'm not talking statistically. Let me see it. Let me see
it. Mine fail. Mine cannot. We're not worried about mine. Why are we talking about me? We're talking about anime.
Right, the fan fiction, he defended it, saying I was wrong, so prove us wrong.
Well, yeah,
Show me the receipts.
Well, that's my concerns. That's all. I just want because here's the thing. I just want more viewers. With more viewers, I get to see more of my shit being produced.
Yep.
And I don't want people to get like it's pretty clear that we're beyond the phase of it being a phase anime. It looks like it's here to stay, which I'm very excited for. And one more time for the people.
Hallelujah.
And thank you. And it's Sunday, le signe de la croix. So anyway, I'm very, very, very happy for that. But also, I'm a little worried because I don't want the direction to shift to the point that people are just showing up and then leaving midway. It's like having a panel and you have a discussion and people showed up to the panel because the title was dope and the cover art was great. And then all of a sudden, they leave in the middle of the discussion of the panel. I don't want that. That's these studios are going to pick that up because the numbers matter. And when they see that, hey, this is not it, what are they left to do? I just want them to focus on something and have the same amount of effort on the animation and on the story. I need both to be like, okay, boom. But also, I'm also cool with the fact if you have a budget on the anime, that's fine too. But give me the story I came here for. You know what? Give me something that I'm going to be like, oh, this is spicy. This is good. Like, you know, it's just like when you make your Thanksgiving plate. The presentation don't have to look great, but you know it's going to be busting. Why? Because you got a little bit of everything, right? Give me a Thanksgiving plate. Mappa, give me a Thanksgiving plate. You affordable? Give me a Thanksgiving.
Oh, Ufotable does. Hell, Ufotable gives you part of somebody else's plate.
Yes, they do.
Namely the government.
Yes, they do. And I'm glad.
Here's an extra side. Don't ask where it came from.
Thank you. Thank you. Madhouse, thank you. All these studios that are really getting on the grind. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. But also, again, ladies and gentlemen, don't just sit here and just watch something because it's beautiful. Yeah, you could tap in, but give it a chance. Look up other things. And if you have questions, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't done this in a while. Tune into Black Ramen Podcast. We'll tell you what you need to look out for and what you need to watch. We'll go beyond the surface level of how beautiful the anime is. We'll tell you it's beautiful. We'll tell you to give it a shot. We'll tell you to look at the OP and be like, hey, this is fire. But if you have to drop it, we'll be totally honest with you and tell you that you should drop it, especially Derby. Derby says, I am a firm believer. If you have to drop it, leave. And I love when he does that. I love when he does that.
You don't like it, it's okay.
It's okay. And you want to know something?
You don't have to explain yourself to anyone.
Nah, you don't. And one thing I forgot to mention, the ending of my love story with Yamada, the ending where you see them just walking, like you see like somebody's just walking in a crowd. Just take a look at the ending of the first episode, like when it has the opening. It's I'd never seen an ending like that before where they're just walking through a crowd and it looks like real people. It's just awesome. This is something to really look up to. It's really good. And any conclusions about any predictions about what you think might happen with the shift in just focusing on just beauty and titties?
I think, like I said earlier, there will be a few attempts where they try to make it just overwhelmingly pretty, but with no substance. I mean, you saw Tacked Up, for example, which was a great example. Thanks. Where they tried it, did not work, and they'll probably do a few more. I mean, and some like idol stuff, some stuff that are tie-ins with video games. It'll fail, or they'll make a bit of money, or it'll be basically glorified ads. I don't think like the overwhelming majority will shift to that just yet. I think that's just going to be more isekai, really, because we love it and we put our money where our mouth is. So do better, all of you.
My prediction is that eventually our eyes will get fatigued because a lot of what we're seeing in the new like impressive wow glamour shots are these CG like camera angle zooms perspective where like they show some scenery and like zooms in close and it's all made of like CG. So we see that, and right now it's still cool because we haven't seen that much and it looks pretty smooth. But I feel like our eyes are going to start to get sick of it because, like, okay, we've seen you do that with CG before. It's no longer impressive or unique. So eventually our eyes will get sick of that, and hopefully we'll see a rise of some more unique art styles come back.
I think they'll just make it more HD.
Yeah, that's true. So
just up it.
That's another thing that's forcing quality of anime with now being 4K. They got what, 8K now on YouTube and shit. Like, yeah, it's gonna be it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. But I I believe in y'all to have a balance for both. So hopefully that happens. I got no choice but to hope for the best. This is my shit.
Yeah. Oh, and one final reminder, everyone: we now have a coffee account, Ko-fi or Coffee. So if you don't feel like doing the long-term commitment of a Patreon, you can just slip in after dark, send us a few bucks, say thanks, and walk out before the morning coffee. So that is the non-commitment option for sending Black Ramen a little bit of bucks. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And if you want to stay longer, hello. We have a Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, a Patreon. If you want to make sure we can put out content on a timely matter, we're trying our best. We really are. But if you do want to be supportive of us and on a monthly schedule, please go onto Black Ramen podcast Patreon. Every little bit helps. We greatly appreciate it. And we have merch. Don't forget to check out Redbubble under Black Ramen Podcast or Black Ramen Drip. You'll find it in Redbubble. If you have issues of finding it, we do have a link tree on our Instagram, Black Ramen Podcast, all together one word. Hit the link tree. You'll see our merch, our latest episodes, our coffee account, our Patreon account, our email. So if there's anything you want to talk to us about, like if you want to promote your stuff, if you want to send us anything that you're writing or any merch, or you want to talk about doing a collab, hit us up on Ask Black Ramen. That is our email. Do not, I repeat, do not DM us anything business like. I don't know. It's just like I have an issue if you if you slide in DMs talk about, hey, I do this, I do that. It's so much simpler, ladies and gentlemen, if you just go into our link tree and hit Ask Black Ramen. We'll respond as quickly as possible and is a lot more professional to us. And then we have proof. It's saved in our archives. If I'm not trigger happy, sometimes I am. Verbs. I am trying. And
it's so easy to not do it.
Oh my God.
Do nothing.
And with that, thank you for tuning into Black Ramen Podcast. We appreciate you.
Hold on. Not to mention, we do have another karaoke event that's coming up. Please stay tuned so you could keep track of that. And we have amazing prizes that we're about to release on the karaoke event. So definitely keep tuned to that. If you guys tuned in to the show, if you guys came out yesterday to the Shounen Pump party, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We sponsored that party. Don't forget to follow Shounen Pump for all their 90s dance hall, their anime rave music, everything. They also are the ones that do our karaoke party. Follow them because they do great parties. And we get to interact with all our anime blurs, nerds from New York. And we have a great time. If you want to find your new crew, no pun intended, welcome aboard, One Piece. Definitely tune in to Shounen Pump. Follow them and then follow us because we're always collabing. We'll keep you moving forward. Now, Bree, you may go.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice evening.
Peace.